If you really want to change something, you must have mental buy-in. What's happening? I am Erik J. Olson. I recently had the pleasure, and I really mean it this time. Not that I don't mean it every time, but this time I had the pleasure of interviewing an author whose book I've read and reread, Mike Michalowicz. His book that completely transformed our company and our finances here at Array Digital is named Profit First. With Profit First, it reverses the equation that most businesses operate on. And what I mean by that is most businesses, they take the revenue, they subtract out their expenses, and whatever's left over is the profit. And I've run several businesses in the past, and that's what I did. And lo and behold, I would always just like break even. And when I spoke with other small business owners, they also would break even. And that was happening here at Array Digital. For a long time, we were like breaking even. We make a little bit of money. But even if we made a little bit of money, Kevin and I were always afraid to pay ourselves, which is ridiculous. We were afraid to pay ourselves a salary because we had this one bank account, which we called operating expenses, and everything came out of there. And we're like, man, if we pay ourselves a little bit, is there going to be enough money to pay the electricity and our employees? And we were always afraid to take money out. Well, with Profit First, it's a system of taking that one bank account and breaking it up into smaller bank accounts and putting money in each individual bank account so it has a specific purpose. It was life-changing for us. It's radically changed our business. By the way, Mike has a new book out. It is called Get Different. So you should check that out. But I did speak with him several weeks ago, probably several months ago at this point. And this clip that I'm about to play, it's about mental buy-in. And it's his recommendation. This is straight from the author, his recommendation on how to implement Profit First. And the point here is that you need to have mental buy-in, and not just yourself, but your entire team. Check it out.
I love hearing that. The buy-in is so important. So I'm very happy to report we have well over 500,000 businesses that have now implemented Profit First, and it's getting more and more momentum. The interesting thing is the first step is that mental buy-in. It's like, and the mental buy-in isn't like, oh, this is the solution to everything. It's like, am I willing to simply test it out and see if it works for myself, to prove it and to start slowly? And so that often means the leadership team needs to be involved. Whoever touches the money needs to be involved. Me as the owner, I'm still actively logged into our bank accounts. I still look. We have a bookkeeper. We have an in-house controller. That's a kind of loose term because we're too small really to have a controller, but we have someone kind of serving that capacity. And the three of us are actively looking at the numbers, but we all are following the Profit First method. The other thing I found is for successful deployments is don't set up all those accounts at first. Just start with one account. We were saying start slow and let it grow. So set up one account, a profit account. As revenue comes in, take a predetermined percentage, put in that profit account, and just let it accumulate a little bit. And over time, you'll see, oh my gosh, my business is accumulating a cash profit, and we can sustain at that 1 or 2% we started at. Why not make it a 3% contribution or 4% of the top line going in? And over time, we expand into it. Of those 500,000 plus businesses, the ones that successfully do it start slow and they roll out Profit First over months and sometimes a year or two, and that's okay. But what's not okay is not to try it out at all and to say, well, not for me. I really inspire people or encourage people, just test it and prove to yourself it works or doesn't work.
Hey there, it's Erik J. Olson. I wanted to let you know about my book, $1 Million Journey, How to Launch a 7-Figure Business. This is the story of what it took for me to go from freelancer with no clients, no employees, no revenue, to growing a $1 million business. It took me 8 years, and I made a lot of mistakes. And all of those mistakes, and more importantly, lessons learned, are in this book. And we have chapter takeaways, 5 to 15 takeaways that you could apply right now to your business. Check it out on Amazon, $1 Million Journey by me, Erik J. Olson.